Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Mind Voice, the podcast that loves to go in depth with individuals externally and internally. Today, we welcome two guests. Our first two guests. Oh shit, they're already shitting.
Yeah, me and this guy pick up the fucking vape at the same time.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. Today we have two local artists that are going above and beyond themselves, getting past their own limitations. I love to see these individuals get the fuck out of their heads and put this shit on the internet and continuously create. Thank you for being here, Brett, man. Thank you for being here, Westy. I appreciate everything you guys doing for the culture in Langley, for the music wise. Yep. There's a lot of creatives right now, and I want to understand, why should individuals be listening to you guys right now?
I could start off by saying, like, the experience is like one thing too. Like, a lot of people be taking things lightly and feel like they be in it just for the money or for the fame. I couldn't get out of this shit if I wanted to, and like, you can hear it in our music, and I could think he can say the same thing for himself too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It all goes back to like when we first met. You know what I'm saying? Everything just happened so naturally, and like he said, like we couldn't quit this shit even if we wanted to. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the money. It's not about nothing like that. For me, it's about, you know, like, relating to people, to be honest. Like, the biggest thing is if someone hears our music and for 2-3 minutes out of their day, and they can feel something from that.
Jeez,
and like just escape in that 2 or 3 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, at the end of the day, my job's done.
Job is done. Exactly,
you know?
Exactly.
Do you think on some woo-woo shit, do you guys are, like, when I say woo-woo shit, there's like a spiritual shit, like, do you think it all corresponded beautifully, like, for you guys to...
we're firm believers in God.
Yeah, and it was God's plan. It was divine intervention. I believe it was divine intervention.
Let's talk about that, bro.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this, because, like, in this generation, there's a lot of backlash with someone who believes in God. It's like, oh, this man in the sky. But I don't believe it's a man in the sky. I believe it's everything in the world. Like, even in the music. Like, we're listening to music, something we can't even see, something we can't even touch. Obviously, we can touch with our phones. Yeah. But something that is, like, out in the blind eye. Mm-hmm. So how do you feel that, do you guys, because I know that X was talking about this, like, XXX.
Yeah, of course,
he was talking about, like, the music manipulation. Do you guys do any, like, do you have that intention going into the music? Like, that you could help someone?
Essentially, yeah. I feel like our music, if it's not like, which, you know, we jump in the pocket of like the party type music here and there, because it's, you know, you got to, right? You got to, in order to stay relevant. But like, me and Brett, when we get together, we write music that makes you feel something. It's gonna tug on your heartstrings a little bit in some way. It's either gonna make you feel like, man, I need a vacation, or man, I really want to chill with my homies and smoke some weed, or hey, man, really, oh, I'm feeling sad about my ex, oh, I'm feeling happy about my new chick. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it really invokes feeling. You know what I mean? So like, I do believe that it was divine intervention when we met, because to be honest with you, I feel like I've been making music for a long time. I'm 24. I just turned 24 2 days ago.
Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you. And I started making music when I was like 7 years old, and I thought my career had started around 14, 15, you know, because I had started making music by myself instead of just making it with my brother and my dad. But like, when I didn't, my career really didn't start until I met this guy. And that's on God, right? Do
you think environment creates you're a product of your environment? Because you said you were hitting those riffs when you were a kid. You go in the shot. I love that. I was watching that and I was like, that's fucking crazy.
Just to sorry, my bad, bro.
Don't apologize.
Just to tap back into what your question was just before we continue that. Like, everything that we make and everything that we write and put out is 100% with a purpose. You know what I mean? Whether it's
yeah, I just got water by.
Whether it's on the way, or we have this new song called Crossroads that's for our homies that have passed, or Love Rush, and you know what I mean? This upcoming project that we have coming out, like, everyone's gonna hear that, and they're gonna hear the steps and the motions that we've been going through, and where God connected in our lives, and where we met, and where we were, and where we're going. You know what I mean? That's what's huge on the project that me and him have just recently finished up. And no, everything that we make is 100% with purpose. Is like
the full intention. I can feel that in your music, because I just want to. It's either I want to kick someone's ass, or I just want to sit with my girl. You know.
Yeah. See, and you know what? Exactly. That's what this project has come to show you. This project is a journey, and we're taking you on the path with us. And, you know, me and Brett have dreams about being hood stars, and we also have dreams about being pop stars.
Yeah, like Nipsey and like Drake.
Yeah, and then we also have dreams about being like Justin Bieber. We also have dreams of being like, you know, the poppies, the ones that are on the radio, you know, because we can go left to right. We're all over the map. We can make any type of music.
Scott Disick type.
So so we want to take you on that journey, you know?
That's one thing. Me and this guy, music wise, like, you put us in a studio, you ask anyone that's been in a studio with us. Yeah. Give us 10 minutes.
You guys are always
throw
in the studio,
bro.
Man. Always in the studio.
Bro.
So much. Bro.
You give us 10 minutes, something's brewing, and you know what I mean? It might not be something that we're putting out, but it's something that was meant to happen.
Yeah.
You know
it was that step. You know what I mean?
You know it's right. It feels right. It does. It rings true.
Like, for example, get this. We went to the studio. We recorded this. We vibed on this one beat. I was doing a little reference on the mic. We said, nah, next. We made a crazy track. Instead of making some hard shit, we made some, like, smooth, like, chill, you know, got you missing your shorty type shit.
Yeah. I miss you, baby.
And then get this. Brett had actually taken a little, like, just a little clip while I was messing around on the hard shit. And then we skipped that shit. We nexted it. We forgot about it. And I'm like, I heard that again with fresh ears.
I posted on my Instagram story.
Yeah,
and he heard it with fresh ears, and he was like, "Yo, who was that in the back?" And he was like, "Oh, it's me."
Whoa, that was me, because I didn't remember I did that, because we nexted on that track. Then we ended up going back and doing that. So everything has been put into place. It's like these puzzle pieces are just starting to fall together.
Yo, now. this kind of goes into this kind of renders into my question.
Okay,
because
good.
I was gonna say, because you guys have been making music since you guys were kids. So do you feel as if continuously you have to reinvent yourself so you don't create any limitations?
I don't feel like reinventing is the right phrase
it's
or
growing.
word for it.
It's growing.
I feel like it's constant progress and you're constantly becoming.
Yeah. Disney, Walt Disney said this shit. As long as there's Disneyland, there's never gonna be the end of Disneyland. It's gonna continuously it's gonna continuously prosper.
Forever becoming.
Yeah. Like if you look at, like, I'm a hella Disney head because my girlfriend's into that shit.
I love Disney too.
So they're continuously making parks, they're continuously doing things. So I see that. How did COVID treat you guys with the music wise? What did it teach you?
I don't even know where to start, to be honest with you.
Before we start, do you guys have you on COVID? Do you think I can hit you, babe?
Oh, shit, go ahead.
Hey,
I'm vaccinated.
Yeah.
COVID was a real awakening for my mental health, to be honest. It was like, you know, 1 week you're hanging out with your friends and chilling with everyone, and the next week you're locked inside your house for the next 2 to 3 weeks, you know what I mean? So during that time, I actually taught myself how to record myself. I made a song that's on my Spotify and everything, like right now, like music videos I've called A Letter to You. I engineered that whole thing and sent it off to get mixed. I also did this other song called Take You Down when I was alone, and it was basically just like me in those 2 to 3 weeks or whatever, learning and just teaching myself, okay, if I don't have anyone around me, I want to be self-sufficient, you know what I mean? I don't like it's okay to rely on people, but when you're alone, like you gotta really look at yourself and your self-sufficiency for sure.
Yeah. To expand on that a little bit, like, I mean, I was there through all of that, obviously. I mean, the biggest thing for me that started to, like, I don't know, just have an effect on the networking, my career, or whatever, right, was when shows got taken away, obviously. Because,
for real.
I'll tell you right now, I've done a lot of shows in my life, but I've never done more shows than I did in 2018 and 2019.
That's facts.
Yeah, so, like, 2020 and, like, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020 was all COVID. So it's like,
it's just crazy because, like, boom, right when everything goes good, I fly my boy Beach Boy out. We do a show at Cabana. Before that, we had a show at Cabana, show at Fortune, show at Republic, show at, like, all these places. And then, like, this hits and it's like, okay, done. Like, clean slate, like.
But
do you think, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think it's like a minor setback for a major comeback?
Bro, wow, bro. I was just about to say, everything happens for a reason. And, like, honestly, the craziest thing for me was I would have never got into shooting music videos for people if COVID wasn't a thing. Because I was thinking about, man, like I need to be realistic thinking here, and I'm not selling as many beats as I want to, because let's be honest here. The problem is a lot of people be on them YouTube beats and they just ripping YouTube beats off, and a lot of the time they don't even drop.
Make them.
Yeah, they don't. And
recording
a lot of time,
off like an Xbox fucking mic.
Exactly. The point is you cannot rip a original edited shot music video off YouTube. You need someone to pay you to. Yeah, you have to pay someone to do that for you. So that's why you got to get in where you fit in, right?
Yes,
so
I feel that. That's why we're here.
Exactly, right? So yeah, it did opened up a lot of doors, and I feel like the boom in Vancouver nightlife is already coming back now, bro. Like I'm already getting like invites to shows. People are like, "Yo, bro, like I want you to come be on the show," and I'm like, "Damn, like it's go time, sir. Like it's about to take off. It's about to jump off. You know, I spent 2 years in my head. I done lost homies. I done lost friends. You know what I mean? Not to like death even, but just like, paths.
Did COVID really like put you in the perspective of death? Like,
oh yeah. Well, like the thing was, it was more so about like, you just start to get isolated and get into your head a little bit more. And I mean, those thoughts are always there, dude, death is always around the corner. This roof could come down and kill all of us right now. Exactly. I mean, so like, it's always around the corner. You just need to know how to accept it. I remember Brett, I was riding with him one time in the car, and I looked at him and I'm like, bro, I always feel like death is just around the corner. It doesn't matter what it is. You got to keep your eyes open to it. But I'm like, I feel like in these coming times, we're going to lose people and we're going to lose friends, and it's going to be either the path that they choose or either to dying. You know what I mean? Like, your homies start to pass, you know what I'm saying? As time goes on. And just a couple months after that, we lose a homie, and it's kind of like, things just start to like unfold in that way. And, it's kind of just like, I feel like it's the presence of like a higher spirit telling me, listen, man, like you just need to realize that life is short and you need to keep your head on tight and like make the most of what you got with Brett, because honestly, this is the tag team. This is a dynamic duo. Like, watch out, Baby and Dirk.
Watch out, motherfuckers.
No facts.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, because there's a lot of this experience with loss throughout the pandemic. Were these creative ventures very therapeutic for you guys?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Sure.
Oh my god.
I don't even
crying we did. Oh my god.
To be honest, man, like.
Crying's good.
It is. Oh, it's beautiful.
If I didn't have like my immediate family, music, and God, you know what I mean, during that time, it was like, man, I don't even know what would have happened, bro. Like,
I don't think you're supposed to do.
Being honest.
Yeah.
Pressure makes diamonds.
Yeah, pressure makes diamonds, man. Fuck, bro.
So like, and then when the pressure comes on, I feel like I start doing better. Sometimes I feel like it needs to be a little bit of a fire under ass, and
a knife in your back.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you want to feed your mama, you want to feed all.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just like having that in the back of your head.
And my parents have always supported me through everything, and they always like, what? One thing I also told Brett the other day. I've had people tell me they don't like me. I've had people tell me that they don't
make them uncomfortable because you're spirit, bro.
Here's the thing. They tell me that they don't like my music, but there's one thing I've never had anybody tell me ever. I've never had anybody tell me you ain't gonna amount to shit, because they know.
Never.
Because they know.
No.
I've never had an ex-girlfriend tell me I wasn't gonna amount to shit. I never had my parents tell me I wouldn't amount to shit. I never had an ex-friend tell me I wouldn't amount to shit.
Yeah.
They may have been like, okay, well, it's time for us to cross paths. Like, maybe we're not getting along. But they never said, bro, I don't believe in you. I don't believe in you. No, they all knew that there's something coming, is brewing.
Well, here's the thing too. Like, if I say I don't believe in you, I don't believe in myself.
Exactly.
So in a way, it's a reflection.
That's literally what it is, bro.
It's a reflection. Yep. So it's inevitable for them not to feel that emotion, because you guys, it's like you can't convince them, because like it's there in their face. Like it gets to the point where it's just like, you hate me or you love me. I'm gonna be me, and it's either or.
Exactly. I don't want you to listen. I don't want you to feel. I don't want you to be neutral about me. I'd rather you hate me or you love me. I don't want anybody in my circle that's in the middle. You know what I mean? I'd rather have somebody. There's a lot of times I've had people who dislike me, and then they warm up to me, and then they become somebody who's important in my career and is giving me a lot of good advice. You know what I mean? Because at first, the confidence it kind of intimidates people a little bit.
It doesn't kind of it does intimidate people, and it will scare people off. You know what I'm saying? It scared so many people off.
How did you build that confidence? Because it takes a while to even perform a song or even make a song or even fucking get out of your head. How did you guys dive?
It goes back to what I said earlier about constantly becoming. You know what I mean? Because it's like there's just like you're just on a steady incline. So it's like you make this track or you write something and it's like not even that you thinking it's gonna pop off makes you more confident, but that you actually had the vulnerability to say those things.
Wow.
And allow for people to hear them.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you talk about an incline and you're not worried about the destination. You're on
focused.
the journey.
Yeah, we're
you're
focused.
on
Yeah,
the
exactly.
journey.
On the journey.
So what because you talk about vulnerability, we talked about crying because in this day of age, there's a lot of people on the internet shitting on people. Like you can see with Kanye West, Will Smith. How do you feel about that with like with people shitting on men's mental health?
Oh my God! Okay, well,
it's huge.
Like to chime in on that real quick. Just the other day, one of my homies had told me, I was riding around. Well, not a homie, but a homie of a homie. I was riding a car with them, and he was like, "Bro, one of my friends told me he hasn't cried since he's been like 6 years old, and he's like a grown man." I'm like,
something's wrong.
There's something seriously wrong with that person.
Yeah.
Like. Honestly, like you must be a psychopath if you can't cry. Like nothing has struck. He told me he lost homies, like good friends that they went to high school with, and like he cried, but he didn't. And he was like, "Yo, you were closer to this guy than I was, and it hurt me. Like, why aren't you?"
But you know what though? People do deal with things differently. You know what I'm saying?
It
Instead
is
of
true.
him being sad, he might take it out in anger, and he might be a very angry person. He might be a very
anger is a blanket.
I just want to touch back in on the mental health thing because I think that's so important.
That is important.
Mental health, doesn't matter. Men's mental health, women's, everyone's mental health is so important.
Yeah.
Because if you're not taking care of your mental health, you're not gonna be who you want to be, or you're not gonna do what you want to do.
Yeah, you also can't be a good friend or anything either like that.
Like
you gotta
I've
focus on yourself first.
Of course. People see that as selfishness when you like take a step back from the relationship, from the friendship. They take that as like, oh, it's an offense, but it's just like I can't love you if I don't love me. So how did you get that self-awareness of okay, shit, I gotta work on my mental health?
I've had anxiety and panic disorder and depression for as long as I can remember.
Yeah, and I can vouch for that. Yep.
And
the progress is insane. I gotta say, like,
because if like
whole new man,
bro, like I can see, I admire it, man. If you have anxiety as fucking bad as I do, and I'm proud of you because you're on this mic right now.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. This is what this verse on my arm is right here. Philippians 4:6 is to not be anxious, but in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving present your request to God. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so,
sir, man. We need a lot more. We need a lot more individuals because the day and age, I hate to bring this back, they're shitting on God, bro.
Yeah, it's true.
Just like, you got to get right with God, bro.
It's a relationship between you and them, and between you and God, and even sitting there praying, like when I meditate, that's like my own prayer because I sit with myself. I'm like, all right, like let me feel my emotions, and that's like God directs me through my emotions, and he even through anxiety. Anxiety is just something that I'm worried about. So I should do it. Like, should I get better at the way I articulate myself, the way I hold myself in a conversation, setting boundaries. And I like you. I want to talk about you because you said like with the boundaries part because you said that you felt like people were walking all over you. Yeah. So how did you set those boundaries?
Well, the thing is that like through my whole career, I've had the tendency to care about people and people's careers and other people's mental health, and then neglect my own.
Like put you in the back burner.
Exactly, put myself on the back
burner. And it's
so
easy to start doing that.
Yeah.
So like
it's very easy, bro.
Like I mean, I guess I don't know. Ask a question again.
I was simply saying, how did you set the boundaries?
The boundaries?
Like how did you finally say, fuck y'all, man? Like, stop treating me like stop being my
You know what I did? I had to narrow my circle down a lot.
Okay.
I had a big circle, man, a huge circle. And
I can
honestly,
relate, bro.
We were in the same position at a lot of time. A lot of time that he was cutting a lot of people out of his life, I was cutting some people out of my life. You know what I'm saying? And to touch back in also on the the whole like artist thing. Like I've helped artists out. There's lots of times I've called artists to studios. I've paid for studio time. I've offered to give people free beats. They leave me on red. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And I mean, as much as it hurts you a little bit, it only makes me want to grind harder. You know what I mean? Because like I have put myself in a position now where I can't fail. I have outlets and I have multiple ways to get in where I fit in.
But here's the thing too, as well. Like in a creative perception, there's no like failure is not the thing. It's quitting that's the thing.
Exactly.
The opposite of
failure is part of that incline.
What you
It's
just
part
said
of that
right there
journey.
is very important.
The opposite of fucking success is not failure. It's quitting on yourself.
And I was just telling him in the car the other day.
You determine your success.
Yeah, you do.
I was just telling him in the car the other day. He was like, it's okay to get down on yourself and think like, fuck, like, it's okay to have those thoughts. It's healthy to have those thoughts. Like, fuck, what if we don't amount to shit? What if we don't this? But
it's good because you're just, you have your own strength and like, I could see like, I would be like, what? Why would you have those thoughts? Because you're so good at what you do.
Thank you, bro.
But then it's just like, oh, that guy has like, he knows he can do a lot more better for himself and his own, like in his own head, it's your thoughts. But in a way, your thoughts are not even yours because then it's just like everybody around you, it's your environment putting your fucking thoughts.
Yes, exactly. Yes. I mean, if you grew up in a cave your whole life, you wouldn't really know what anxiety really is.
You don't know what the sun looked like, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you wouldn't really have shit to worry about now, would you? Right? So
no, not at all, bro.
In the end, I think that the whole process, it's part of the process. You know, like I've failed so many times, man. Like something you may not have known is I used to go by Bonafide. Yeah, I hate flies so much. But I used to go by Bonafide. And that was my name.
Yeah, dude, that's how I knew you.
Yeah, that was my name.
Westy.
Yeah, that's the difference. Yeah. See, I went through almost like a quarter life crisis. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, I really need to like switch up my image or do something and just.
So it goes back to the reinvent yourself.
Yes, in a way, I have had a reinvention of myself. I did do that, and since then, ever since then, I look back and I'm like, man, I was never Bonafide. I was always Westy. Like, I feel like who I became was who I always was.
Where did that name come from, Westy?
Well, I mean, like, take the Y out, right? It's West, right? So, like, West Coast, that's my thing. Like, we're from the West Coast, and we're going to live and die. We're going to live and die on the West side.
Yes,
so, like...
Gotta represent.
Exactly. So, and I've been inspired. Like, I grew up on like the 2001 Chronic by Dr. Dre. So, like,
we were literally sitting in this guy's room one night. This guy was thinking about ending everything, bro.
Yeah,
and just producing.
I was like, fuck this.
And he was like, I'm done. And I was like, no, like, but I had to sort of. I don't want to say I.
He checked me. He checked me good.
I had to check him because he's my brother.
You
know what I'm saying? So I was like, bro, like.
Fuck is you saying? Pretty much.
Perseverance is so important.
That's so good because you don't bullshit yourself, so you ain't gonna bullshit him. So
I don't want no yes men. I don't want no yes men.
And if you have yes men, then you cut them out. Yeah. Because like it gets to the point where it's just like your circle is gonna influence the way you make your music.
Exactly.
And if you're continuously like, if your homie's just like, no, I know you can do better, but he doesn't say it, then it's a lie. It's liable.
Exactly.
It's very liable for you. So I want to ask this question for Brett. Do you feel like you're the best self when you're with Westy here? Like, what are the things?
Sure.
Do you think? What do you like about yourself when you're around him?
That. Bro, let's just put all the music shit aside.
Yeah, let's tear the walls down for a second.
Music shit aside, bro. At the end of the day, this is my fucking brother.
On God.
You know what I'm saying? I lived with him. We fucking live together. We spend almost every single day together. You know what I'm saying? So like, one of my best friends. You know, so it's like, bro.
It sits back because if you actually ask the questions. It gets to a point where it's just like you don't have any words to say because you're so appreciative of the individual.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
Like looking at your mama.
And like it's like yeah, it's like
like this. Are you your best? Person can really know.
Of course, you're your best. Of course, you're your best self when you're around the people that care about you the most and want to, you know, don't give a fuck about seeing you. You know what I'm saying?
At your most vulnerable. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because this guy has seen me at my most vulnerable, and I have seen him at his most vulnerable. He's been like, honestly, he's been there through a lot of the shit that, like, you know, there's other friends you can talk to shit about, But like I can't talk to
Yeah.
some other
Feel
friend
that, bro.
about some
Can't lay
music
it all
shit.
down.
You
Yeah.
can't can't relate to me on some music shit and what goes on my head and in my head about this music shit. Only he can. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people don't vibe on like the topic of God too. He can relate to me
Yeah,
on
I
that
love
shit.
that. I love
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I think about, bro, who's the first person I want to come to about something? It's him. Because honestly, I know he knows how I feel about him, so it's a reciprocated feeling, right? So he knows I would never steer him in the wrong way, and he never steer me in the wrong way. And if he ever catches me talking crazy, saying some shit, not believing in myself, he does.
check.
He does.
I
And
do
I do the
check
same
him.
thing to him too.
Even
Because-
if he gets a little bit upset, if he's gonna get angry at me, that's fine. But
Just take your break.
you gotta
take,
check your
take your
people
take your brainer and then
sometimes.
come talk to me in 5 minutes. Like that with me and my friends. I'm not even gonna say friends because like even there's one homie like even this that has nothing to do with music. It like has to do with I gained a lot of weight. I got super fucking depressed and like I would eat burgers continuously. I fucking love the Whopper Jr.
I love burgers, bro.
Yeah, yo. And
I had a
then
burger before I got here. Shout out to Dave.
yo. So I would sit there and eat and continuously eat because I was super depressed. Like I broke up with my girlfriend.
bro.
I didn't know where I was going.
Wow. Yep.
And well, one day we were in Burger King, and the one place I loved, and and he put me in check. He's like, "Bro, you're getting big, fat."
and it was
And
like,
then-
oh,
yeah, that
right?
actually hurt me. I actually got in the defense for a bit,
And you're like,
and
this
then,
guy-
but
this
I
guy
looked
cares about
down.
me.
I'm like, "What am I arguing against?
Yeah.
There's no fact that I'm not."
And he has no.
That-
It doesn't benefit him to
Yeah.
tell you that.
Yeah.
It
He's
only
not-
makes him made me look like a dick.
Yeah.
So like he obviously is coming
Telling
from
the
a
truth.
place
Yeah.
where
He
he's like, hey
cares.
man,
Yeah.
listen, like this might be bad for your health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you think? What do you think builds a relationship, even in music career? Because there's like even if you go to like, there's a lot of talks. If you go to California, there's a lot of snaky shit out there.
Oh yeah.
How do you think that you can look through like that you can see, call a spade for a spade?
Yeah. I mean, shit. I mean, like to be honest with you, I know there's a lot of tribulation to come.
Yeah.
Okay. When you got as
just a
talented
fact,
of a
bro.
guy as him,
Yeah. It's inevitable.
Exactly, and you got him paired with somebody like me who
Inevitable.
who would never steer him wrong and would never make a. If I make a beat and I don't think it's good, he's gonna tell me it's shit. If he writes a hook and I don't think it's good, I'm gonna tell him it's shit. Okay, so like, the truth is, like, I don't think that we've seen the worst to come yet. There's gonna be hella people trying to take advantage of us. So like, we haven't learned everything that we're gonna learn. But you know what? We got people in our circle. Okay,
Bro,
shout
just
out.
recently in our circle,
Exactly.
like
Shout out to my
game
boy
changer,
Corbin
like
over here.
life changing shit. Like meeting our boy Corbin right here, like creative
out.
director,
Beautiful
photographer.
man.
You know what I mean? Like most importantly,
ladies.
friend. You know what I mean? Like most importantly, other than that shit, he's our friend and our brother now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Nicholas. Shout out
Yes.
everyone that's been.
Shout out Michael. Shout out
Yeah,
everybody who's been
Michael,
supporting us
everyone.
lately.
You know, like that. Once that like, we didn't feel like it was like things were even going until we ran into these people.
Exactly.
Oh, I
Do you know,
feel
you
that.
know
Yeah,
what I'm
like-
saying?
Yeah.
Like,
We
It's
thought
like-
we had it all figured out until we didn't.
Do you think that do you think that that you continuously find the environment to challenge do you continuously find other environments to challenge your creative process?
Yes.
you have to. You have
Yeah.
to become.
You have
it,
to
It
step
all
out of
goes
your
back
comfort
to
zone.
becoming. man.
Yeah. Exactly.
How did you guys get out of your own comfort zone?
Oh man, this listen, that is a great question because I've had to help him in a certain way get out of his comfort zone, and he definitely has had to
Yeah.
help me get out of my way, certain
Yeah.
ways in a comfort zone.
It's like that vulnerability
Yes.
shit, bro.
Yeah,
So,
it's
like-
iron sharpens iron, bro.
Exactly.
Ooh, that's
exactly.
You know,
I'm
it's
gonna
like,
use that.
When I first met this guy, I had so much anxiety, it was insane. Like 2 to 3 panic attacks a day. Like I'm talking panic attacks that would last like
Yeah.
hour and a half.
Where like I couldn't have a studio session with this guy without him stepping outside.
without
6
me
times.
stepping outside, or like without me having to go for a walk, or even leaving this guy's house. Sometimes
give
I
you a
just
hug, bro.
disappear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
Like he just walk home, and then I'd be like, "Dude, where'd you go, bro? I thought you was
Like
Yeah.
you just blanked
and
out.
it's
Yeah.
like, bro,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Are you still dealing
what?
with
What?
those?
Oh yeah, I still deal with anxiety. I'm fucking anxious right now.
Oh.
But
I-
as you should.
you know
as you
what
should.
I'm saying? But
Because
I know-
you know your body is continuously You don't know what anxiety is not knowing what the next move is.
Exactly.
So your brain is continuously creating things in your head that don't even come to existence.
Exactly, bro.
So like
Exactly.
continuously doing that to yourself is gonna do a lot to your mental health, not externally but internally as well.
Yeah,
Fear
for sure.
does fucking ruin your immune system.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I had it,
but I've
dude,
learned to deal with it though.
I had so much fear, bro. I had fear of becoming Westy. I had fear of all that stuff.
Were you fearful of? Oh shit, I'm getting goosebumps. Were you fearful of something that you knew that you could be?
Oh, bro,
wow,
bro,
shit.
every
That
every,
just gave me goosebumps.
every
bro.
day because we talk about this.
Dude,
We're
like we can't figure out why we're anxious sometimes, and we're like,
Yeah.
whoa. Actually, we're anxious because we're
everything
beyond
is-
ourselves at this
everything-
point.
The
Like
stars are aligning.
we're coming
bro.
out of body
At this
almost
point.
at this point. Like when I knew that, like I was so anxious, and it wasn't like
Just on this guy's bed yesterday, he's like, I'm having anxiety. I'm like, I'm fucking anxious too. Boom, we go shoot a music video. We got this to do. We got this to do.
Blue Lambo,
But it's
bro.
healthy anxiety.
Yeah.
It's healthy.
Yeah.
Whoa, oh,
It's
Wow.
healthy
I want to see that
anxiety.
perspective.
That's
What
a
is
ve- wow,
what is
wow,
what is
okay.
healthy anxiety, bro?
It's
What?
like, for me, when I'm having a panic attack, like this is just an example. Before I go on stage, I think I'm having a panic attack, but it's not a panic attack. It's excitement.
attack.
Because when you're
excitement,
excited and when you're having a panic attack,
It's very similar.
it is similar because the same.
Same receptors.
No. The same adrenaline
Adrenaline. Yeah.
is being released.
Yeah.
So it's so easy to mistake that for a panic attack, but it's like in that moment,
about
bro, your
channeling.
mind is so
Yeah, it's
your mind
channeling.
is so powerful. What
Yeah.
like you can change that into positive energy. It's all about like your mindset
Are you guys all?
and your mind
Are you
state.
guys all up on that law of attraction type shit?
Of course.
Um,
Well, I mean, like,
How do you feel about that?
I
speak on that. I know you have. I know you have
Yeah,
an opinion.
go into that.
Yeah, I know you have an opinion on that.
Like,
so,
would you want to see my perspective of what?
Yeah.
law of
yeah, expand
So
on
law
that.
of attraction is, I've read a lot of books on Dr. Joe Dispenza, shout out to him, that we are technically essentially I was gonna say magnets.
Yeah,
Magnets. And simply every little simple cell on our body is continuously working for us, for our own sake. We are inevitably our own energy, even if it's positive, even if it's negative. Positive and negative is simply just an experience. So those experiences do create, again, experience. Those experiences do create your own reality.
Outlook.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Perception.
yeah, of course. And those perceptions, you could see a opportunity that he couldn't see, and vice versa. So having that perception of law of attraction is simply, you are what you attract. It's in you know what karma means? It means self-inflicted. Everything is self-inflicted, and there's a derogatory term against self-infliction because you are what you do.
Yeah.
And life doesn't happen for you, happens to you. So like even when there's this victim mindset that it's simply just like, why me
Yeah, you're
when that
right.
question should be, what is this teaching me?
Exactly.
So it's adding perception
Yes.
to what you want.
So
And
then it goes back around to that. What is a positive or a positive anxiety, like a healthy anxiety?
the law of
yeah.
you subconsciously you subconsciously know what the law of attraction is, but it's just like having God is the law of attraction. Like if you I put my faith on myself because I have faith in God, and I can trust. Like, all right, I know I'm gonna die. I know if I put my fucking work in that it's gonna unfold, and I'm gonna get trials and tribulations. But that's part of the journey, because like I don't want that bumpy. I don't want that like clear road. I want that bumpy shit.
Exactly. You're
Yeah.
right, because honestly, it builds character. Like the problem, like here's the thing, it taps in back into this again. The way, like, you know how you said perception, right? And like society now has a different way of like, it's almost like it's not really respected the way it used to be when you made it from the ground up. People don't even care about that stuff anymore. They don't even care about the journey. They just want to see the destination.
Some people are just like
They don't
some
want to
peop-
see the growth.
Oh, you're lucky, but I created my own luck. I created my own
Yes.
opportunities, and so many people are just like, they're so simplistic. They generalize you guys under something. They have a cognitive bias, so everything around them is simply just like they're committed. They've committed themselves to misunderstand what you have to represent. So like even if you hate me or really love me, I'm still gonna be me, man. and I want to go back to because I've never seen that perspective of healthy anxiety. So even to this day, you're saying that you like have this anxiety right now. How do you channel it into a positive anxiety? Because some people do deal with this, and this is like mental health podcast as well, and so a lot of people that listen to my podcast are around our age, and they deal with so much shit, but they just don't know what questions to ask or what to even think about.
I think the first thing is it's so important to talk about it with people that you really care about and really love, and people that you trust, and people that you know aren't gonna judge you or anything like that. The second thing is it's taken me years, literally years, to learn how to control my anxiety and my panic and channel that energy into something positive. Like, you can ask this guy, if I start getting anxious, you know I'm anxious because I'm moving or I'm doing this, or I'll be like, yo, I gotta do something. You just gotta switch. I switch my mindset by doing things that I love. So I'm going to throw on some music. I'm going to talk with the people that I love. Talk to Corbin, talk to Westy, talk to Nicholas, talk to my group, talk to my friends, my family. I'm going to, you got to, even though in that moment, I know it can feel like crippling. It's like, oh, I can't even physically, like it affects you physically too. I know all about that.
Man, that's beautiful what you're articulating, because it's simply not thinking positively, but doing positively.
Doing positively.
Yes.
So like,
and it's gonna channel that energy into. It's gonna challenge your
Don't
negative,
apologize, bro.
Your negative thinking into a more positive thinking.
Yeah. I've honestly haven't really. I've had my anxiety, of course. High school had a lot to do with my anxiety.
How did high school play a part?
Oh man, like I'm such a, you know how creatives are, man. Like when it comes to high school, like
you're like ADHD, bro.
Slightly.
I
yes.
do, hella.
Slightly.
I can't even say.
I
You have a
only-
superpower. Y'all both have superpowers, man.
Here's the thing though. It's like people will look at this and be like, oh, that means he's just a weird guy or something like that. I'm like, no,
Weird
like,
is good. Weird is different.
or he's ignorant or something like that, because I can't get excited about or focus on something that I don't love or I'm passionate about for too long. So you put me in school and I'm like learning science and math and the social studies, and I'm like, this is not where I'm going with my life. And it challenged me every day, because there was always this constant like inadequacy, like feeling like I needed to keep up this like image and this expectation on my teachers. Sorry. No, it's all good. And the worst part about it was like my teachers knew I was gonna be something, and only a select handful of them would be like, listen, man, I'm just gonna make sure you pass this class.
Literally, that's how I passed high school.
I
That's
know.
how I did too, bro.
You understand? They would look at me and they're like, listen, man, I know you're never gonna use any of this stuff. You're a talented guy, and you have a plan for yourself, and you're not gonna need this stuff in your life. So I'll give you enough to pass my class. You know what I mean? I'd wake up every morning before class if I had to go to fucking math or whatever it is, and I'd want to throw up from the pressure. You know what I mean? I literally would go to the bathroom and vomit before class, like, because I had so much anxiety, like all this pressure. I didn't do my homework. Everybody in the class seems to get it. I don't get it. You know what I mean? So like, as soon as I got out of high school, though, the only pressure that became was making money. Then when it was like making money, but then I started to realize maybe I shouldn't rush myself. Maybe I should take my time a little bit. No post-secondary or anything like that. And then I met this guy, and then I realized, you know what? By the time I'm 27, anywhere between 27 and 30, I'm convinced we're gonna be millionaires.
That's facts.
That's if you
facts.
visualize that shit, it's eventually gonna come.
Oh, it is.
No,
Like I'm gonna talk about the school for a bit, because school is simply sculptured and structured for one single individual. So when creatives just like ourselves go into that shit, it's like putting us in a box, and we have to play the character
that box.
Yeah, we have to play the character that people have developed for us.
Yeah.
So
the narrative.
A certain narrative, and it destroys us, because when we get in the box, that creates anxiety.
Yeah.
Because we're continuously.
It's a self-conflict.
Yeah.
You start fighting with yourself. Essentially, it's a duality.
Like, why the fuck do we learn history?
Well, here's the thing.
Because history repeats.
But like history is only the facts. Well, who knows what's facts? From the victors of war.
Exactly. There you go.
You only hear one side. You're not hearing, oh, fucking, this is what happened on our side.
And
you know why? Because they're fucking dead.
Yeah, nobody wants to listen to the loser either. Even if the loser is there, nobody wants to listen to the
one's gonna
loser.
listen
The
to the
loser's
loser.
story's boring.
Yeah.
you lost.
So like, who even knows? Who even knows? Like, obviously, it's important to learn about history, but it's like we don't know what's actually right and what's wrong.
Yeah,
like
we do,
but we don't.
Yeah.
It's like an ethical metric. Like you have to have it in a like not categorized, but like in a graph metric. Like,
Yeah.
You obviously don't want to kill anybody. You don't obviously like even today. I wanted to talk about this as well. You guys being on the vocal spot and always continuously talking. How do you feel about cancel culture? Cancel culture, because they like anything can piss someone off. So how do you guys feel about that?
I feel like that it's a little crazy.
I don't even know if you want to get me started on.
No. I'm literally just give me 30 seconds. You can let me. You can tap in. No, I want to hear what you have to say. I do. The truth is, for me, there's a certain point where it's like, man, they're really reaching, bro. So it's like really reaching, and it's like, listen. Nobody is perfect. Times have changed. Things happen. Things change. What was acceptable 15 years, 20 years ago is no longer acceptable now. But you have to understand something. You need the growth. But you see what is like borderline communism is when you try and like paint the picture. Exactly. You try and bury all of that,
but this is the new, and this is what it has to be.
Yeah, they want to slowly bury all of that conflict and make it. Oh, it was all right.
But
it was always all right.
The conflict is good because even the pressure, we're gonna go back to this uncomfort zone. I'm gonna get back to you, Brett. Don't worry.
Yeah.
This uncomfort zone because like, oh, you're attacking my character. Like, no shit. Like again. Challenging yourselves. I hope someone doesn't bullshit me, and I hope someone does like, yo, Abe, you shouldn't be saying that. Okay, why?
Well, why?
Hey,
I love that. I love that. Why? Though?
Why? I want to know. I'm not gonna fucking shit on you and be like, you're attacking my character. But why are you fucking telling me that I should
help me understand?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, of course.
You understand?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
And it's like,
what were you saying?
Man, cancel
on your
culture.
Shit, young boy.
Like, at the end of the day, what's most important to me is treating your brothers and sisters how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
And the biggest message that I want to spread through music, through life in general, is love.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right? Bro. You know what I'm saying?
Whether it's a love for music, a love for someone around you, a love for a love for an object, whatever.
Even with love, like to feel love is to risk feeling hate.
Exactly.
So
there you go.
So even people feel love, but they're so simple that feeling love is really hard and is not for everybody. Even going to the gym, creating things, it's so fucking easy to quit.
Yeah, it's so easy to quit.
It's so fucking easy to quit.
It will be so easy for me to walk into Times Square right now with a nuke and blow everything up. But who's gonna rebuild that shit? It's gonna take a man to rebuild that shit. So chaos is easy.
Yeah,
you understand?
Chaos is easy. Yeah.
But the journey and the progression is not, and people want to fight that, and people almost want to like I said, back to again, they want to hide that. So it's like we've seen the growth of the human race, and as we are as a civilization, and things we learned that weren't acceptable, and now they are acceptable. You know what I mean?
People are fucking sensitive,
and they want to erase that shit ever happened. Yeah, but you can't do that because there's no yin without yang. You understand?
The duality.
So there is you understand? Everything works together. How can you feel love without hate? Like you said, how can you feel pain without without joy? You understand?
It's like after a rainy day, it's fucking beautiful. Like there's a rainbow, there's a sun. Have you ever seen Canada has it the best with I love analogies, especially with the weather. Like you have to feel great happiness, you have to feel great sadness.
I love that.
Life is all ups and downs, bro.
I wanted to go back to what you were saying as well. Why do you think the kids in our generation go into the communism and they're just like very fucking like, I want to control everything? I have these power complexes.
Well,
I don't want to get into like
that's a good question. That's a good question though. Well, I just feel like too many people were told you can do anything.
Yeah, the trophies for fucking just doing something, man.
Oh,
entitlement, man.
You can listen. If my daughter looks at me in my eyes one day, like I don't have a daughter, but when I do have a daughter, and she looks at me in my eyes, and she says, I want to be the first lady prime minister of Canada.
Thank God it went that direction.
Okay?
Yeah.
I don't think I can lie to her. I'll be very honest with her, and I'll talk to her like an adult when she says that too. I'll say, listen, baby, anything is possible, but the odds are always stacked against you.
Always.
So don't let anybody tell you that you can do it or will do it, because anything is possible, but you only got that small percentage.
Y'all
so
y'all think I can join the NBA? Y'all think I can make it?
Bro,
My height, I'm fucking 5'6".
If you tried hard enough,
you have to be very athletic.
If you tried hard enough and you worked hard enough every single day, why not?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what we're getting to, because like it's the entitlement aspect that I just don't appreciate.
I would have to include to her my little girl, like, listen, baby, that's very unlikely, but you're my daughter, so I do believe in you, but you have to want it.
Yeah,
you're
gonna have to.
You're gonna have to want
anything
it
is
bad.
possible.
Yeah, anything.
But I don't
like,
want to give anybody a sense of false hope.
Yeah.
Like I said, yes men in your circle.
Yeah. That's
okay. If I don't want yes men in my circle, how am I gonna be a yes man to my daughter?
Shit.
You understand? If I want to see growth in my child, how am I gonna tell my daughter that, listen, no matter what you do, you can't do wrong. Tiptoe through the tulips your whole life and accept your ribbons of, precipitation or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like participation or whatever. Yeah. Like, no, like.
Motherfucker said precipitation.
Yeah, precipitation. No, your precipitation awards or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I can't. That's not. You have to fight for what you want, and too many people aim low because the standard's low now because people's feelings get hurt. So everybody needs their ego stroked and everything.
Or
like
you're
that.
gonna fucking hurt someone. We could have hurt someone right now.
Yeah.
So someone could have been like, what?
Like,
But it's the thing that you're not hearing the message again.
Yeah.
You're committed to misunderstand what we have to say.
Yeah.
All right. Again, like,
there's no ill intent with anything that we're saying.
Listen, if anybody who disagrees with what I just said tries to fight with me, then you just proved my point.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Because you didn't even expand your mind to fucking listen to what I was talking about.
Literally, they have this cognitive bias. Like, they want to go to argue, and even if they do argue, they don't argue to understand. They argue to be right.
To argue.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was so right. That is so true.
Yeah.
They argue to argue. I argue. If I argue something, I'm arguing it to learn.
To understand.
So, like you said, the why. It always comes down to the why, right? So, like, if you think me and Brett are trash and we make garbage music, I need a fucking a thesis, a supporting detail.
I need to go through a fucking...
Like, let me take you to English class real quick, because that's where I did pay attention.
3 paragraphs and a conclusion.
Exactly. And if you know what,
but it's okay to think that though. I don't. There's artists that that are popping that right now that I don't listen to. But you can't deny the fact that we're talented, and you
can't.
You gotta respect that.
Yo, I want to hear a vocal right now, please.
You gotta respect that. You want to hear a vocal right now? From what?
Trenches. New trenches. No.
No.
It's a joke.
I'm just thinking of some new shit that like we just did.
Let him wait on it.
All right.
July 15th.
Project
By the way,
coming soon,
July 15th, we got a song dropping. Lambo Keys and White Lines.
You just put out a.
Yeah. We put out a song. We put out On the Way.
I love the music video.
Yeah.
I would show it to my girlfriend.
Thank
She's
you
like, oh my
so
God,
much. I appreciate that. So yeah, like we put out On the Way as the first single. We thought that, bro, when we put that song out, man, we thought that was the nuts. We were like, this is like the bee's knees, bro. You know what I'm saying?
The nuts, you know.
And then we topped it every single time we got back.
Bro, we got back in the studio. They were like, this is better, this is better, this is better, this is better. And then you know,
just to shed a little bit of light on Lambo Keys and White Lines. Shout out to Corbin for the artwork. He fucking went crazy on that.
Went crazy on it.
We don't use no stock footage, man. We went and took that photo.
I do that.
So, the truth is, this song is all about painting a picture of the West Coast. That's why we wanted to highlight as a single off the tape. It is that middle ground between some hip hop music and some pop R&B music. So it's kind of around the middle of the tape. So we wanted to highlight that as like, listen, this is Lambo Keys and White Lines. What is Hollywood all about? Hollywood is all about the fast cars and the drugs.
This song is what Hollywood is all about. We are not talking about doing cocaine. Drugs. We do not do cocaine. We do not condone doing cocaine.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't do drugs.
I mean, to each his own, but like
we're straight edge.
We do not condone it.
We are talking about what is popping now and why it's popping now, and
here's the thing. It's also that everything. Like almost like in a way subliminal, because the name of the song is Lambo Keys and White Lines. So immediately you think it's we're highlighting the use of drugs, but really what we're talking about is Lamborghini keys and the white lines is what I say, and what we're really talking about is like in you're gonna find it a lot in Hollywood that most of the people are only there for like
the money,
to
man.
feel good
it's
and
so
look good.
Easy to go that
you just
want
to feel good. Yeah, exactly.
It takes courage to go against the grain of doing that and being like, you know what? No, I don't do drugs. I don't go out and party every night. I work. I love my family. I love my friends.
Shit, man.
I want to make a positive impact on the
shit.
world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, all we want to do is make a positive impact. We could give a fuck about anything else. I don't give a fuck about no strip clubs. I don't give a fuck about no clubs. Like, yeah, you might catch me. I'm not gonna cap and say I don't do that shit. Like, you might catch me there one time. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? Most of the time, if we're gonna pop out in a club like that, it's because we paid to be there or we're about to network.
Yeah, that's the only.
You know what
purpose.
I mean? And you know, I'm gonna clarify another thing too right now. On the way, moving through the lights on the way up. Ain't no time to sleep. Gotta stay up. I just dropped some Molly in my red cup. I don't do Molly. I just
no more.
do Molly no more. I did it a couple times in high school, so like. I was just trying to paint that picture and that fit into that narrative. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be honest with you, man. I said it because it sound good. There's certain songs where, like,
you elevate it.
Yeah,
you elevate the message.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and like
you live that. Why? Who's to say you can't tap back into that?
Exactly.
That's
did live
a part
that.
of the story.
Exactly. That's part of the story. Like. I could have easily been in the studio that night thinking about a day back when I was on my shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Feeling like the old me. You know what I mean? So it's like there's no reason why I can't touch on that. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't do it no more. But to clarify, you know, I smoke some weed. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't
God is good.
I ain't cool with drugs. I ain't cool. I'm pretty straight. This guy clean cut as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But like speaking of clean cut, he the one who chopped me too. So you know. Yes, sir.
Yo, bro, you're right, bro. Because you were saying this whole conversation is gonna go by so quick.
What I say?
Yeah, this man doesn't cap, bro. This is fucking right here, scripted.
When you're talking about stuff that you love and stuff that has meaning,
we get into conversations like this with like someone like him or like some of the homies, and we're like, oh, it's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Yo, for the last question, because we can go on a spiel on this shit.
On a whole tandem.
What is your definition of success?
Great question.
Let me tap in on that.
Tap in, bro. Tap in.
My definition of success is not the money, is not the cars, the fancy jewelry, nothing like that. My definition of success is, I know I've tapped into this so many times during this podcast, but it's of becoming.
Yeah, becoming.
You know what I mean? Like that is the message of becoming. Like if I'm constantly becoming, you know what I mean? You're gonna hit bumps and curves, and there's a song called Crossroads on our project coming up. You're gonna hit these points in your life where you can either go this way or you can either go this way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man,
put you there, eh?
Yeah. It's like
that's the one question I ask myself every single day.
It's
what is success? Right?
What is success? Because like.
Do
you guys know who KRS-One? Do you guys know who KRS-One is?
Yes, I know KRS-One.
He was just like one of the ghosts. He was just like the value of the definition of success is not the cars, is not the money, is not the houses, but what you do without those things. That's the definition of success.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when you die, this energy is still gonna be here.
Yeah. Yes. My like I said before, making a positive impact, spreading love, spreading awareness, you know what I mean, about love and things like that. Like that's my definition of success. Like I said in the beginning, if I can make someone feel something and take them out of their anxiety or out of their depression or whatever for that 2 minutes of a song or whatever, like I'm good.
Okay. I'm gonna give you just a quick little like deep side of it, and then I'll give you a superficial side of it. Okay?
yeah, of course.
Because there's two sides in my brain.
You gotta be honest.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be completely honest. There's some superficial things in my brain that will define success for me, and then there's some things that are deep to me that would define success for me. Like to tap in what Brett said. Like I completely agree. Like if I can look, I mean, I've I've already succeeded in my mind because I look at people who hear my music and they feel something.
Yeah.
I've had people tell me, yo, I've listened to you rap and I've listened to your music and I've cried. That makes me feel like my job is done. That is one of those things that makes me feel like I've made success. Yeah, go ahead.
You got something through a drive-through. You got a little message.
Yeah.
Was that did that feel like success for you? They appreciated you.
To an extent. To an extent. I felt like
I was going to tap in about
you know,
that, to be honest
I had your thoughts before you did, huh?
Yeah.
You're not joking.
You really did.
I'm joking, bro. I'm joking.
It was reassuring, is what it was.
That's
that I'm doing
God
the right
good,
thing,
yeah.
and
it's just a little, you know.
It's a little slap on the ass to like, okay, you're doing this, keep
push,
going,
right?
You know
He's
what
like,
I mean?
you want to see some more of this?
Yeah,
just keep doing what you're doing.
I feel good about that someone recognized me in the drive-through, and people are starting to recognize me in my hometown, and I go out to the mall and people want to
stop us,
take pictures and or just talk to us.
You guys are like very when I say this word, it's like flamboyant. Like you guys have your own face.
Like we out here, like literally, like we're not like that's the thing. Another thing, like back what you said about like bringing the best out of each other. Like we are not like we get like I'm crazy alone and he's crazy alone, but when we get together, we just
crazy.
Like, we just feed energy off each other, making jokes, laughing, busting our sides. You know what I mean? So like I'll say like that. Yes, okay, those things like the deep things like about people feeling my music. That's the real side of it. But the superficial side of me wants to say like the day I can go to a concert and I can look at everybody in the crowd, whether it's 100 people or 1,000 people, and when they put on my song and I go like this, and they're gonna rap. They're gonna rap to me. That's success.
Yeah, that's.
I was just talking about this the other day.
Makes me emotional. I
will literally. I like it. It makes me emotional because I almost teared up just thinking about it the other day. Like, I won't be able to continue the song. I will have to stop at that point and tell the DJ to run the song back, and you will see a tear fall from my eye, and I'll be like, whether it's 50 or 100 people, or 1,000, I don't care, or it's 100,000, I will cry and I will hold myself with humility and go, thank you, God, for this moment, because this has only felt like a dream and never thought it could be reality. You know? Like you get so busy dreaming about something that's all it ever feels like.
Yeah.
You understand?
Bro, you put it in words right there.
Like,
bro.
so like one day you start to realize your dreams are unfolding and you're like, wow, I'm living the dream. I'm living a waking dream like every day.
We're already living the dream, bro.
Oh yeah.
We're already living the dream right now.
Dream is for the sleep.
Yeah.
So you gotta
dream while you're awake too.
Yeah, you gotta dream while you're awake. Like
chase those dreams.
Chase those fucking dreams, bro. Nice. All right, guys. Thank you for being here today.
No, man,
all right,
I'm
gonna ask you to say something for the kids. I'm gonna call these little guys kids. I'm a kid too, so I want you guys.
How old are you, bro?
I'm 22, bro.
22? Okay, yeah.
I'm 21.
Yeah, I'm 24. So like, I still feel young as ever.
This kid's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. This little thing is just a little scar, but it's gonna get removed soon.
Bro.
But I got a nice little complexion.
Yeah, sir.
For the kids. Before all that, I just want to say, you know, shout out Westy, my brother. Shout out my family. Shout out my friends that have been there. Everyone knows who they are. Shout out my team, Corbin, Nicholas, Michael, Rose. You know what I'm saying? Everyone. I'm missing people right now because I'm just blanking out. I'm pretty tired, but like without these people, we would be nothing. Yeah. Without these people, all our producers, all our videographers, everything, we wouldn't be.
Yeah, that's how I feel about my co-hosts and these guys.
Like, it's so important, and it's so important to give your people that credit. And like there's just so many artists that are like, oh, I did it on my own. No, you fucking didn't. You didn't do shit.
Bill Gates didn't do his Microsoft.
You didn't do. I don't give a fuck who you are.
You didn't do it alone.
You didn't do it alone.
You had help along the way from somebody.
You had help along the way. So it's like, give those people credit and show those people love.
I hate when people say, I did this all on my own. No, you didn't.
Do shit.
Stop lying. Stop capping. But yeah, that's a message. Yeah, like he said. Yeah. So something I can say for anybody listening is like, the truth at the end of the day is love. Okay? Never be afraid to love. Because when you love, you might lose, but you might learn, and you grow.
Mostly you're gonna gain.
And you're gonna grow.
Yeah.
You're gonna grow. Okay?
Which is the most important part
Don't
of
fight
becoming.
the growth.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to just be a fully blossomed flower right away. Patience.
You can't eat.
Water yourself.
There's a quote right here.
Give it time.
There's a quote. It says, "You can't eat the fruit of the seed you planted that day."
Yes.
Facts.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
so
love that.
Thank you, Westy.
Patience.
Thank you, Brett, man. I really
problem.
appreciate today. Honestly, I love
Appreciate
creative
you, bro.
individuals like you guys. It gets me fucking going.
Yeah, man.
It reminds
Yeah,
me of
likewise.
my why today as well.
Likewise,
Yes.
bro.
Thank you, Honey Mustard. If you guys haven't heard of Honey Mustard as well,
Yeah,
it's a
shout out
beautiful
Honey Mustard
media. They're
Media,
doing
man.
a lot of
Jeez.
different things through my podcast.
That's one of like the nicest logos I've seen in a hot minute.
And it makes me hungry, bro. Like,
Yes,
yeah.
That make me need some.
My-
nuggets. I
reminds
need
me of
some
those
nuggets right
A&W
now.
chicken.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
need
yeah.
some
Reminds me of
nuggets
those
real quick.
A&W chicken strips.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Thank you, SD.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Brett.
No problem.
Appreciate you. Bro.
Mind Voyage.